What if the most unforgettable part of a celebrity interview wasn't the interview itself? What if a simple hallway could make Hollywood's biggest stars laugh, dance, cry, and completely forget their nerves before they ever stepped onto the stage? That's exactly what has been happening on Jennifer Hudson's Jennifer Hudson talk show. While millions tune in to see A-list celebrities, athletes, musicians, and inspiring everyday heroes, many viewers have become obsessed with something far more unexpected: the Spirit Tunnel. At first, it looks like nothing more than a hallway leading to the stage. But the moment someone walks through it, everything changes. Guests who arrive looking nervous suddenly start smiling. Others begin dancing without thinking twice. Some can't stop laughing, while a few become so emotional that they're left speechless before the interview even begins. So how did a simple backstage hallway become one of the most talked about moments on daytime television? And why do so many celebrities say it's one of the best experiences they've ever had on a talk show? The answer is far more powerful than most people realize. Let's go back to where it all began. A simple idea that nobody expected. Believe it or not, the Spirit Tunnel wasn't created as a marketing strategy. There wasn't a team of producers sitting in a conference room trying to invent the next viral television moment. There wasn't a massive budget behind it, and nobody expected it to become the signature feature of Jennifer Hudson's show. In fact, the entire idea started almost by accident. During the show's early production, staff members naturally gathered backstage to welcome each guest before they entered the studio. Instead of standing quietly and waiting, they did something much more personal. They clapped. They cheered. They sang. They encouraged every guest walking toward the stage. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't rehearsed. It was simply a group of people trying to make someone else feel welcome. That genuine energy changed everything. The moment everyone felt the difference. From the very first guests, something incredible became obvious. People who entered the hallway looking anxious walked out looking completely different. The nervous expressions disappeared. The tense shoulders relaxed. The awkward smiles became genuine laughter. Instead of worrying about cameras, audiences, or interviews, guests found themselves caught up in the excitement surrounding them. It wasn't just applause. It was encouragement. Everyone in the tunnel celebrated the guest as if they were welcoming an old friend. That simple shift transformed the atmosphere before every interview. Rather than stepping onto the stage feeling pressured, guests arrived energized, confident, and ready to have fun. For Jennifer Hudson, that was exactly the environment she wanted to create. Because great conversations don't begin with difficult questions. They begin with comfort. And that's exactly what the Spirit Tunnel delivered. Why every guest gets the same welcome. One of the most remarkable things about the Spirit Tunnel is something many viewers don't notice right away. It doesn't matter who's walking through it. An Oscar winner receives the same celebration as a community volunteer. A global music superstar gets the same cheers as an inspiring teacher. Professional athletes, actors, authors, activists, entrepreneurs, and everyday heroes all experience exactly the same excitement. There are no special rules. No VIP treatment.
No favorites.
Everyone matters. That simple philosophy became one of the defining values of Jennifer Hudson's show. Instead of measuring people by fame, wealth, or popularity, the Spirit Tunnel celebrates something much more important: their humanity. And perhaps that's why so many guests describe the experience as surprisingly emotional. For a few brief moments, status disappears. Everyone simply feels appreciated. Then the internet took notice. It didn't take long before viewers at home started talking about it. Short clips of celebrities dancing through the tunnel began appearing across social media. Some guests couldn't stop smiling. Others broke into spontaneous dance moves. A few laughed so hard they barely made it to the stage. Every episode seemed to produce another unforgettable moment. Soon, fans weren't just asking who Jennifer Hudson's next guest would be. They were asking something completely different. How are they going to react to the Spirit Tunnel? That curiosity became part of the show's identity. People watched not only for the interview but also for those first magical moments before it. And unlike many viral television trends, the popularity didn't come from flashy special effects or expensive production. It came from authenticity, the secret ingredient nobody could fake. Many television shows have tried creating memorable entrances. Some use dramatic lighting. Others rely on loud music or elaborate stage effects. But the spirit tunnel works for one simple reason. The people inside genuinely mean every cheer. Nobody is pretending. Nobody is acting for the cameras. The excitement feels real because it is real. Viewers can sense authenticity almost instantly. That's why the tunnel feels different from anything else on television. When staff members clap, dance, sing, and celebrate, they're creating an atmosphere built on kindness rather than performance. That sincerity is impossible to manufacture. And audiences around the world noticed. Jennifer Hudson's vision. Jennifer Hudson has always believed that music has the power to bring people together. Long before hosting a talk show, her career was built around emotional connection. Whether singing on stage, acting in award-winning films, or speaking with fans, she understood one simple truth. People remember how you make them feel. That philosophy became the foundation of her television show. Instead of focusing only on celebrity headlines, Jennifer wanted every guest to feel welcomed before a single question was asked. The spirit tunnel became the perfect expression of that idea. Rather than beginning with pressure, every interview started with joy. Rather than creating distance between celebrities and audiences, it reminded everyone that laughter is universal. No matter how successful someone becomes, everyone appreciates kindness. And that's exactly what the tunnel delivers every single day. More than entertainment. As more episodes aired, something fascinating happened. Viewers began describing the spirit tunnel using words rarely associated with television. Inspiring, wholesome, heartwarming, refreshing. At a time when much of the internet seemed filled with arguments, negativity, and controversy, the tunnel offered something entirely different.
Pure positivity.
There were no competitions.
No embarrassing pranks. No uncomfortable surprises.
Just people celebrating other people. That simple idea resonated with millions. Because deep down, everyone enjoys seeing genuine happiness. It's contagious. When one person smiles, others often smile too. When someone starts dancing, the energy spreads. The spirit tunnel became proof that joy can be just as entertaining as drama. Maybe even more so. It changed the entire interview. What many viewers never realized was how much the spirit tunnel affected everything that happened afterward. Guests who entered the stage relaxed often gave more honest answers. They laughed more freely. They shared stories they might not have told otherwise. Instead of feeling like a formal television interview, conversations often felt like friends catching up. That wasn't an accident. The emotional reset created by the tunnel completely changed the mood. By the time guests sat down with Jennifer Hudson, many had already forgotten they were being filmed. They were simply enjoying themselves. And that authenticity made every conversation stronger. It made every laugh feel real. Every emotional moment feel earned. Every interview feel more personal. Before the break, we explored how a simple backstage hallway unexpectedly became one of the most beloved traditions on daytime television. What began as a heartfelt welcome from Jennifer Hudson's staff evolved into a viral sensation that audiences couldn't get enough of. But the story didn't end there. As the show continued to grow, Jennifer Hudson realized something important. The spirit tunnel had become far more than an entertaining entrance. It had become the emotional heartbeat of the show. And that's when she made a decision that would take the experience to an entirely new level. A new vision for Season 4. By the time preparations began for Season 4, millions of viewers already recognized the spirit tunnel instantly. It wasn't just another feature on the show anymore. It had become part of its identity. Fans looked forward to it every episode. Guests talked about it long after their interviews ended. Even celebrities who had visited countless talk shows admitted there was nothing quite like it. Jennifer Hudson knew that if something meant so much to so many people, it deserved to grow. But she didn't want to change what people loved. She wanted to preserve its spirit while giving it an even deeper meaning. Instead of simply repainting the hallway or adding new decorations, the production team approached the redesign with a much bigger purpose. They wanted every step through the tunnel to tell a story. Not just the story of a day's guest, but the story of the entire show. The hallway became a living memory. When Jennifer Hudson saw the redesigned Spirit Tunnel for the very first time, her reaction said everything. It wasn't just beautiful. It was emotional. The walls that once served as a simple backstage passage had been transformed into a visual timeline filled with unforgettable memories. Every photograph represented a meaningful chapter. Every framed image reminded visitors of a special guest, an unforgettable conversation, or a joyful celebration. Walking through the tunnel no longer felt like entering a television studio. It felt like walking through the history of the show itself. There were moments of laughter, moments of music, moments that had inspired millions of viewers around the world. And now those memories would remain part of the experience for every future guest. Every picture had a story. Unlike ordinary decorations, these photographs weren't chosen randomly. Each one represented a genuine connection. Some captured celebrities dancing through the tunnel with huge smiles. Others showed emotional interviews that touched audiences everywhere. There were spontaneous celebrations that nobody planned. Funny moments that became internet favorites. Heartwarming hugs. Unexpected laughter. Even quiet moments of reflection. Together, they formed a powerful reminder of what the show had always been about. Connection. Not perfection.
Real moments.
Real emotions. Real people. And perhaps that's why visitors often found themselves slowing down as they walked through the tunnel. There was so much to see. Every image invited another memory. Every memory reminded people why the show felt different. Jennifer never forgot where she came from. Among the photographs were deeply personal images from Jennifer Hudson's own journey. Pictures of family members, close friends, people who had supported her long before she became a household name. These weren't included simply because they were personal. They represented something much larger. Jennifer has often spoken about the importance of remembering your roots, no matter how successful you become. Fame may change your life. Awards may fill your shelves. But the people who believed in you from the beginning remain part of your story forever. By including those memories inside the Spirit Tunnel, Jennifer quietly reminded every guest and every viewer that success means very little if you forget the people who helped you get there. It was a message that didn't need to be spoken aloud. The walls said it for her. The viral moments were never forgotten. One of the most exciting additions to the redesigned tunnel was its celebration of the show's biggest viral moments. Over the years, countless clips from the Spirit Tunnel had spread across social media. Some guests danced without hesitation. Others laughed so hard they could barely continue walking. A few surprised everyone with unexpected performances. Those unforgettable moments weren't left behind. Instead, they became permanent pieces of the tunnel's story. Every framed image served as a reminder that the best television moments often happen when nobody is trying to create one. They happen naturally. That's exactly what made the Spirit Tunnel so special. Nothing about it felt forced. The laughter was genuine. The dancing was spontaneous. The smiles were real. And audiences could tell the difference. More than celebrities. One reason the Spirit Tunnel continued to resonate with viewers was its message of equality. Many talk shows naturally focus on famous guests, but Jennifer Hudson consistently made room for extraordinary people whose names weren't known around the world. Teachers, healthcare workers, community leaders, everyday heroes, people making a difference without seeking attention. When they entered the Spirit Tunnel, they received the exact same celebration as Hollywood stars. The cheers didn't grow louder because someone had won an Oscar. They didn't become quieter because someone wasn't famous. Everyone was welcomed with the same excitement. That simple decision became one of the show's greatest strengths. It reminded audiences that every person has a story worth celebrating. Why the Spirit Tunnel matters. It's easy to think the Spirit Tunnel is simply entertaining. And yes, it certainly is. Watching people dance, laugh, and enjoy themselves is fun. But underneath the music and applause lies something much deeper. The tunnel reminds us of something we often forget in everyday life. People thrive when they feel appreciated. A smile can change someone's mood, Encouragement can replace anxiety with confidence. A few seconds of kindness can stay with someone for years. That's exactly what happens every time a guest walks through the tunnel. Before cameras focus on achievements, awards, or headlines, someone simply says, "We're happy you're here." Those 4 words carry more power than many people realize. The emotional heart of the show. As season 4 officially arrived, one thing became impossible to ignore. The spirit tunnel was no longer just part of Jennifer Hudson's show. In many ways, it was the show. It represented everything Jennifer wanted her audience to feel.
Joy, hope,
Kindness, celebration, authenticity. Every interview began with positive energy. Every guest entered feeling supported. Every episode reminded viewers that compassion never goes out of style. In an entertainment industry often driven by competition, controversy, and constant headlines, the spirit tunnel offered something refreshingly different. It proved that positivity could be just as unforgettable as conflict. Perhaps even more unforgettable. A legacy that continues growing. Today, millions of people recognize the spirit tunnel instantly. New viewers quickly understand why longtime fans love it. Returning guests look forward to experiencing it again. And first-time visitors often leave saying it was one of the highlights of their entire appearance. What's remarkable is that none of this came from expensive technology or complicated planning. It came from people choosing to celebrate one another. That idea sounds simple, yet it's surprisingly rare. The spirit tunnel reminds us that unforgettable moments don't always require grand performances. Sometimes they begin with applause, a welcoming smile, a song, or a hallway filled with people who genuinely want someone else to feel seen. Final thoughts. The spirit tunnel may look like an ordinary hallway, but its impact reaches far beyond television. It has become a symbol of encouragement, inclusion, and genuine human connection. It shows that kindness is contagious, that celebration brings people together, and that making someone feel valued can transform an ordinary moment into an unforgettable memory. Every guest who walks through those doors becomes part of a story that continues to grow with every episode. And perhaps that's the greatest lesson Jennifer Hudson's spirit tunnel offers us all. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter how famous or unknown you may be, everyone deserves to be welcomed with joy. Everyone deserves to feel appreciated. And sometimes, the most meaningful journey isn't the interview on stage. It's the few unforgettable steps you take before you ever get there. If you enjoyed learning the story behind Jennifer Hudson's iconic spirit tunnel, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more inspiring stories from television and entertainment, and let us know in the comments. If you had the chance to walk through the spirit tunnel, what song would you want playing as you made your entrance?